Alright, so we're back here with Ashley, Smash Stunts, and the last time you saw us, we were going on an adventure and she had just picked up this 19 and it came with a bunch of inferior parts. So the guys at Impaktech saw that and were like, no, we gotta hook this bike up and give it the best parts available. So that's what they did. They supplied us with a bunch of parts, and so we're about to change everything and turn this bike into a champion.
Not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
All right, so the first thing we did is we started taking the old cage off.
Okay, so the old cage that was on here, the crossbar that went through the fairings, it wasn't built right or something because it was pushing against this fairing, which it shouldn't do. So it was pushing into this cover, and the previous owners actually had to cut the fairings right here because it was pushing so much into this. So I'm a little bummed that now my fairings are cut because of an inferior cage, but it's okay, we're gonna get it all fixed.
Alright, so we're about to put this cage on, and the only thing that you might need to know, everything else is pretty straightforward, is which side goes on which side. So the smaller spacer goes on the right side, the larger spacer goes on the left side. So other than that, it's pretty straightforward, but we're about to throw this on real quick. Alright, so the cage also comes with an adapter, so the stock mounting for your reservoir will not work because the cage is in the way. So they give you this little adapter that will bolt onto the stock location up here, and then you use the stock bolt and it'll lower your reservoir just enough to be out of the way and still usable. Alright, so we got everything on. Last thing is just the pucks. And all the new pucks are pre-drilled, so it makes it a lot easier to put on now. Pretend that didn't happen. Oh my god. What's going on there? Alright, next we're gonna throw the sub cage on. And that's pretty straightforward too. I mean, most of this should come assembled. This came separate, so basically those two bolts come out. It goes right in here. One is for your adjustment, one is for the pivot point. And you just want to get it, once you get it in, you don't want to tighten it right now. We're just going to put it together. Once it goes on the bike, we're going to adjust this so it's up and as close to the underfairing as we can. Is that right? Underfairing?
I don't know.
But yeah, so we're just going to adjust that so it's close to the bottom of the fairing, the rear fairing, as possible, so it's up and out of the way. Alright, so cage, sub cage on, it's already looking like a new bike. Nice. Alright, so next thing we're going to get these old clip-ons off, get the Impaktech ones on, and then while we're doing that, we're also going to put the clutch lever on, so let's get to it. Alright, so these are the Impaktech clip-ons. As you can see, there's lots of bolts and nuts. All the nuts are the same size. Basically, you have the longest bolt goes on to, these are the bar ends. So that goes in there, the long ones. I already have that in there. And then there are 4 of the medium ones, and that's gonna go on the back side, which is gonna clamp on to your forks. And then the short ones go on the front side, and that's gonna actually clamp onto the hammer. The hammer, you have these big, fat, juicy ones are gonna go on the back here, and that's what's going to hold your bar in place. Now these are adjustable in a bunch of different ways. You can, and it's all preference, so it's whatever feels comfortable for you. You can use these little star things as markers to where you're positioning each side. So once it goes on, you can position them forward, backward, whatever's comfortable. Once the hammer goes in, you can also position those wherever you want, whatever height you want. And the same with the bar ends. So they have these little grooves in there. Depending on where you put it is the angle. You can go straight, you can angle it down, you can angle it up, whatever you want. It's all your preference. So we're gonna figure out Ashley's setup right now, but we're getting this all together, set up so that we can get it on there. So this is the most crucial part of setting up clip-ons, but it's all on preference. It's just getting it to where it's comfortable for you and what you like.
It feels good.
All right, so everything's on there. We just gotta dial in a few things, but for the most part, you can see the big change, and everything is just nice. It's good to be riding with the best. Protect your investment. Impaktech.